Welcome to Simile Through Maths, where I connect mathematics to our day-to-day activities. And most of the time, you use our relationships in coming out with our answers. The topic for this lesson is proportion, which is the same as portion allocations. According to a certain divisions, you allocate to certain people or certain descriptions. So our total ratio, which is our total divisions, is the same as the total amount. The least ratio is the same as the least amount. The highest ratio is the same as the highest amount. If you are going to consider it as share, our total ratio is the same as the total share. Our least ratio is the same as the least share. The highest ratio is the same as the highest share. So the example says Mr. Kevin shared an amount of money to his 3 sons in the ratio 3:5:7. The son who had the least amount received 50,000 Ghana cedis. Find the amount that was shared. So this is how you approach word problems. Normally, you go through it line by line and you try to understand the descriptions over there. So from our first sentence, we can actually look for the total ratio, which is 3, 5, and 7. So it will give you 3 plus 5 plus 7, which is 15. Then the least ratio here is 3 portions. And the highest ratio there is the 7 portions, as we can see. Then we go through our second sentence, which says that the son who had the least amount received. Now, the received here is the relationship that is telling you that the least amount is equivalent to 50,000. Find the amount that was shared, and we don't know the amount that was shared, so we can represent it by X. So when you are able to analyze your sentences just like this, you just pick the ratios and you map it to their amount. From the second sentence, we're told that the least amount is the same as 50,000. And so when we check on the ratios, the least ratio there is 3. And we can say that 3 is the same as the 50,000. So I want to find for the total. Make sure that wherever you put the ratios, you map the ratios at that same end. It's equal to X, which is the amount you are looking for. So realize that I map the ratios under the ratios at one side and the money also at another side. So this is 3 multiplied by X, which will give us 3X. Which is the same as this multiplied by this. So that will give us 15 multiplied by 50,000. Okay, so this is the same as 3x is equal to, so 15 multiplied by 50,000 is 750,000. Then you divide here by 3 and you divide here by 3. So X is the same as 250,000. Kindly let's go by the description. It is Ghana cedis. So that is the amount that was shared. Let's consider the second example. 3 people shared an amount of 5,400 in the ratio 2:3:4. Find the highest amount received. So from the very first sentence, we can look out for the total ratio, which is 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 9. And from the very first sentence, we can find out that the highest ratio there was 4. And also the total amount is 5,400. In our second sentence, we are to find the highest amount, which we don't know. So we will now represent it by Y. All right, so now let's match it. This total amount is the same as the total ratio. So I pick my total ratio, which is 9, which is the same as 5,400. And I want to find for the highest ratio, and the highest ratio is 4. So I pick my 4 and I equate it to Y, the one that I want to look for. So I match this. Normally, I would want to find my variable first. So I check where the variable is and I match it first. But you can do it vice versa. So 4 multiplied by that will give me 4 multiplied by 5,400. So I divide here by 9, I divide here by 9. So my Y figure is equal to, and remember, you have to give the description. It's a Ghana cedis, so gives you 2,400 Ghana cedis. For more educative videos and content, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.